put it away, but I don't want to. It's like, yes. And I have to say that this was also something that I did that changed my life forever. And it's also the thing when I say I found my spirituality. It was in 1986. My brother Paul, the one who took care of me, my brother Paul, he found an ad in Rolling Stone magazine, and it was talking about this walk across the country, and it was for nuclear disarmament. And he just encouraged me, and he says, I think you should do that. I mean, you get to do something that you believe in. You get to, see the United States and be in an environment where there's lots of people and you're traveling together, so no harm will come to you. And you're in a group, and he just rallied me, and so I went on the Great Peace March of 1986 and walked across the country with 500 people, and it was walking in nature every day that made me go, this is God. Now I can attach this energy, this life force energy, God, that's it. Now, because the he thing wasn't working, never worked. The one that I was supposed to be afraid of if I sinned, that just didn't work. Nature, beauty, people, they were just, that was it. So it was for nuclear disarmament, and I felt.
What did you feel afterwards?
I felt. To this very day, and it's been 29 years, to this very day, there's this, we're all close. We have family reunions, March reunions every 5 years. They were there in Washington, D.C., even at the start in L.A., they were there. Some of them came out to wish me and a couple other peace marchers who are also now on the climate march, to wish them well. And then they showed up in D.C. We're just a family. Our children, we've had children, we've gotten married. We're all one big family. It's just the best thing.
How did the Great Climate Action March come about, and what was the objective? What was the main focus of that?
The main focus initially was to awaken, and this is what our thing was, awaken the hearts and minds of the American people and get them to see differently about climate change. Bring about awareness. But halfway through it, we realized it's not about awareness anymore. It's about empowering people to take action, because being comfortable and waking people up and then comfortable in their own lives, we were asking people to get uncomfortable.
What's the issue?
The issue is that climate is changing, and it's very real. And humans contribute to that, greatly. And so we can't just be complacent and asleep. We actually have to start taking action. And it goes beyond changing light bulbs and buying organic. That's all good. You should still do that. But we were asking people to get a little pissy, get a little angry, to put some fire behind it, and show up at the rallies in your own community. Say no. When something happens, take it to the city council. Don't be complacent and go, well, we can't do anything. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. And so us coming through, I feel like we were able to show people that yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Was there any primary focus on the thing that you can do? There's a lot. It's a big issue.
Well, we were asking people, at the time that we're doing something. Right. We are putting on a demonstration. like Gandhi did, like the women's suffrage movement did, like Martin Luther King and the Civil Rights Movement, like the Great Peace March did, and their demonstration to walk across the United States in protest of nuclear arms.
Right.
We decided to do that because we meet us in Washington D.C. and let's do this. And I think we were planning to do it just when the summit. It was right around the summit hearings, and once we were, getting closer to D.C., we were thinking, what are we going to do once we get there? We're just going to have half of the people wanted, just to have a big rally, and we wanted to no, let's go to the FERC building, which is the Federal Regulatory Commission agency, and let's say no, we're not going to take it anymore. Let's put our tents in the way. Let's do die-in. Let's get arrested. So it was good.
All right. Now with that, as you move towards something specific to change, you want something to change, and you're asking people to rise up, what would be that one thing? Because the word climate change, that's really, the suffragettes had a serious issue. Martin Luther King, the civil rights movement, but...
Okay, so it's not really about, it's like climate change is this huge umbrella. Okay. And underneath it is mountaintop removal, extinction, pipelines, fracking, tar sands, megaloads, chemtrails, GMOs, there it is. And so pick something, do something, be a part of a group of people who you believe in, like Greenpeace or Credo or something, and really all you have to do is maybe do a donation, like $20, and then they'll send you, if you're linked with them on the internet, they will send you information that you can sign a petition, and all you have to do is put your name and push send, and that is empowering, because if you have so many people's names on a petition, government, councils, county has to look at it. County has to recognize that so many people in this county, the majority are now wanting the city council to look at it. And that's how you get things done. So we were asking people, don't be complacent, actually do something. If that means join a group or,
Are Americans complacent?
Oh, Americans are complacent, and they just don't know how complacent they are. They don't realize that it's like, when Christ said, "Forgive them, Father, they know not what they do." That's so true, because they're clueless. They're just clueless. They're just living their lives, and they don't think that they can change it. They don't think that they have a voice. I don't know.
Why are they so complacent?
Because they're fed information that they believe. A belief is only a belief because you believe it. That's it. So, people are what they feed themselves through their hearts, through their minds, through what they listen to, what they see in the news, their conversations with their friends. You're a product of your environment.
The Great Climate Action March, where did it start and when?
It's the Great March for Climate Action is the official name. It started in LA on the 1st of March, and we actually went into a town called Wilmington is our first town, because they had a refinery there. That was the community that was living in that impoverished area was suffering the effects of what this refinery, the air, people were getting sick, kids were vomiting, nausea, and the people had no voice. So we decided to bring the media attention and start there. We were going to start in like Santa Cruz or something like that, but we shifted it. We wanted that. So.
What was that first day like?
Hell. The first day was hell because we didn't acclimate. We didn't acclimate our bodies to the mileage, right? The first day was 25 miles, and I don't, when the march started, California was in a drought. Still is in a drought. And what ends up happening is the march started, and it rained for, seriously, no lie, it rained torrential. I mean, the water coming down the street, you had to you get to cross the street and there's so much water. Seriously, comes up to here. All our socks and shoes soaked. All our clothes, first day. Had no food, didn't eat. And there was so much water coming down that you had to actually go up to find a way to cross the street so that you could come down and then continue forward. So many of us, and then finally they were just saying, fuck it, we're getting wet anyway. So we just crossed the street, 25 miles. We got to the Mercata, which was this place that, different booths had different styles of food. And we were all waiting for word of, are they going to bring us food or are they going to let us eat here? Because this was an organization. Boy, did we find out how disorganized this climate march was. The guy who did it, it was so messed up. We didn't have the person who's in charge of getting all the pots and the pans and taking care of all the stuff. What's that called? A coordinator. Something like. We didn't have one of those. So we scrambled. We really scrambled. The first month was probably the hardest.
All right. So that brings me to my next question.
Okay.
Tell us about the people. The people outside the march.
Outside.
Bystanders, townspeople, the ordinary people that you'd come in contact with.
Most people were beautiful and kind and had no clue what we were about. Most people also had their own issues, community issues, like going through, New Mexico. I mean, the Indians there, they were just like, okay, yeah, we believe in climate change, but we got enough on our plate because we got big, corporations wanting to come up in some nuclear, plant and suck up all our aquifers. And we have farmland. There's people suffering, dying. They want to buy our land for uranium. I mean, they were suffering. Towns that we went into, this guy brought me a letter saying, we all got one of these. And I go, what is that? He goes, our water company just wrote us all a letter saying we got no water. Not giving them any water, not bringing water into the community. They're just told that they can't drink their water. And I'm like, what are you going to do about it? Well, what can we do? People, there it is.
Right.
So,
Was there anybody that you met that you felt, was there anybody that you met that actually you marched with you? I mean, sometimes these things.
Oh, yeah. All kinds of people marched with us.
Well, tell me about those.
Oh, man. People just would see us, and they were so inspired, and they just couldn't believe that you're walking across the United States. Are you shitting me? I was like, wow, we were blessed by people who, these Indian chiefs, they asked us to come to their on their land and cut through so we can take a shortcut. And they ended up, guiding us through a canyon. And it's just one of the best campsites we had was in the Pueblos. It was just no cars, no nothing. And the police would, not the police.
Rangers?
Yeah, but they worked for the chief, the Indians. They had their own thing. And they would meet us on the path and say, go over that way, and then when you see a big mountain, make a left. And you're just like, what? You're just in the middle of nowhere. It's incredible.
Well, here's a question I've got for you. I don't want to wait until you can turn around, because this is...
Okay.
Do you feel like you made a difference?
Only in the regard, I only feel like I made a difference only in regard to making people feel like it's possible. It's possible. But in general, no. I think I got to Washington, D.C., and I walked into the town, and all I saw was consumerism. And it was really defeating. People work very hard so they can afford the illusion of what they think is life. And it is life for them. It is. But it's just stuff.
What's the one thing that you gained by doing the march?
I didn't know it, but I think that through the years, my years of my hard times with my marriage ending, that I lost a sense of myself. But when I went out on the march, and you're in nature, that's it. You find your connection. So it made me realize that I can contribute. I can do whatever I want. I can do whatever I want. That's what it reconnected me. It gave me a drive. It gave me, a year later, I'm going to be in my RV going across America to find, a community where I can be involved in, that are doing things, that are changing things,
If you had to do it all over again, would you do it again, and would you do it differently?
Yes. I would do it again in a heartbeat. Matter of fact, I did it when I was young. I did it in my middle age. I'm thinking sometime when I'm a senior citizen, it's going to happen again, and I'm going to go. But yes, I would change it big time. I would have a little more...
What would you do differently? Or maybe not?
I would be a little more aggressive. I think I'm done with peaceful demonstrations, that I'm ready to kind of step up. I never thought that I would say this, because I'm the kind of person that if you want to do change, you can't start on a platform of dysfunction. You have to start on a platform of functionality, and peace is functional, and love that's it. So if I start out on being aggressive, but that's just how I perceive it. I perceive aggression as negative, but it's not. It's I don't want to hurt anybody, and I won't. But I'm willing to be arrested, and I'm willing to lay down on the ground, not hurting anybody. That's what I mean by I'm willing to tie myself to a tree. I'm willing to, bury my arm in cement. I'm willing to do more aggressive action that doesn't hurt anybody, but that's, assertive. Perfect word.
Okay, let's jump ahead. You're 52, right?
Yeah.
52, 62, 72, let's say 77. Okay. You get inspired to go on another march. What do you think might be the issue then? Any guess?
Oh, I have no idea. That's a great question.
Take a guess. I mean, just based on what you know, where you're at, what you've experienced.
So we're talking seen. 25 years?
25 years from now. Here's Lala. She's going out. I don't, I'm just...
I think that the issue will be about freedom. I think the issue will be about freedom. And I think will be a global thing. So when I talk freedom, I'm talking about everybody in the world. Yeah.
What's your next adventure?
My next adventure is to go west and find a community that is conducive to my kind of thinking and what I want for myself. I want to write a book and I want to go on a talking circuit, and I want to talk to the youth, and I want to empower them to, because they hold the key. They hold the key because they're the generation that's going to raise the unborn. And that's how we change the world. Because they get to raise their children without prejudice and without hate. And so I want to be able to affect them. That's it.
Okay, next question.
Okay.
What advice would you give to others who want to become politically and environmentally active in the quest to solve climate change problems?
Risk everything. Expect nothing. Open yourself up to positive potential and enjoy the ride.